On this week's episode, we'll be talking about Baseball Hall of Famer Jimmie Foxx, and specifically his connection to the Fort Wayne Daisies of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, a league that operated from 1943 to 1954, and represented one of the most unique aspects of our nation's baseball history. So please join us as we share with you a bit of history and some great memorabilia, right here on History and Relics. Women gained a degree of distinction and made baseball fans rise up and take notice when the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, or the AAGPBL, played baseball from 1943 to 1954. A few former Major League men took part in coaching in the Girls Professional League, including Max Carey, who played in the Bigs as an outfielder from 1910 to 1929. And would later enter the Hall of Fame in 1961. Guy Bush was another major leaguer who pitched from 1923 to 1945. So this decision brought major league knowledge and experience to the field and gave the women's game much more credibility. In 1952, it was Jimmie Foxx who was called up to coach the Fort Wayne Daisies. Foxx was delighted to accept the coaching role invite and took a leave of absence from his other jobs to do it. Foxx succeeded Max Carey, who managed the Daisies from 1950 to 51, but also was the league's president before that, from 1945 to 1949. Foxx was offered an annual salary of $3,600 with bonuses, which is just over $40,000 today. Two of Foxx's children, Jimmy Jr. II and Nancy, even got in on the act by playing the role of bat boy and girl for the team. Foxx was one of the greatest to have ever played the game. The first baseman played for 20 seasons, from 1925 to 1945, and was the second to hit 500 home runs behind Babe Ruth. The 9-time All-Star and 2-time World Series champ had also just been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1951 before joining the Daisies. Foxx had a stellar team assembled, which included such players as Dolly Brumsfield-White, Pat Scott, Katie Hortzman, and Wilma Briggs. Briggs once commented on being on the team under Foxx's management in a 1996 interview by saying, "He was very kind, very soft-spoken. You had to pry him a lot to get him to talk about his career. He never talked about his records." It was hard to get Bush and Foxx to pitch and bat respectively. Jim batted a few times in spring training and at Fort Wayne's home park. He didn't show off his batting prowess on the road, but he could still hit a ball. And speaking of hitting a ball, we bet that he could have used this 1950s model bat right here while with the Fort Wayne Daisies. This is Jimmie's Model F3 Louisville Slugger that measures in at 35 inches and weighs 33.2 ounces. This beauty is made of ash and was fully authenticated by John Tobby of PSA Authentication Services, the best in the business. Let's take a closer look. And hey, look at this. This is an original steel signature plate with Jimmie's signature that was used by Louisville Slugger for his signature model bats. Jimmie's signature is naturally reversed here, but if you were to use the stamping machine, his signature would be perfect when burned into a bat. Foxx led the Fort Wayne Daisies to 67 wins and 42 losses, enough to seal a winning season in 1952. Even though the Daisies made it to the playoffs in every year from 1947 to 1954, and ending in first place from 1951 through 1954, they surprisingly never won a championship title. Still aspiring to get back into the major leagues, Foxx decided not to return to coach the Daisies for the 1953 season, leaving the Daisies players quite disappointed. In 1992, the movie A League of Their Own was based on the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, and the movie was directed by Penny Marshall and starred Tom Hanks, Madonna, and Rosie O'Donnell, among others. Tom Hanks played the character Jimmy Dugan, which primarily was based on Jimmie Foxx and Hack Wilson, although the producers took a number of liberties in creating his role. While Wilma Briggs was one of the advisors for the movie, she and many other original Daisies players disagreed with the movie's unflattering depiction of Foxx. If you happen to visit the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York, you can see some of the outfits the actresses wore in the movie, plus a whole host of game-used memorabilia from the league's era 1943 to 1954. And speaking of A League of Their Own, a few years back and prior to their passing away, we got to actually meet Dolly Nemec-Konwinski and Marilyn Jenkins, who played in the Girls Professional League and were teammates on the Grand Rapid Chicks in 1952. Now, while they never played for the Fort Wayne Daisies, they were still represented in the movie A League of Their Own. In fact, Dolly had a role in the movie as an extra. And here is a baseball bat that we got Dolly and Marilyn to sign for us. Check it out. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our program. If you like our content, we ask that you give us a thumbs up, a like, share with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so you always know when our new content is published. And all of this costs nothing, but means a lot to us and keeps us growing. You may also leave us a tip if you choose. The address is provided here on your screen, and a link is provided in the description area below. So until next time, everyone, this one is history. Hey, and be sure to check out our eBay store under ID, History and Relics. We're now featuring channel merchandise, starting with our new logo magnet. They're only $5.50, and net proceeds go towards supporting our channel.